did that come from, that performance, do you think?
Yeah, it was by far our worst performance of the season. It was bad at half time and it didn't get any better in the second half. It seemed like everything we did, we come up with an error or a missed tackle, and it was unacceptable. And we all take responsibility for it. The players are in there, they're distraught and they're very upset.
Was preparation any different during the week?
We surprisingly prepared very well, and I thought we were a chance tonight. And, the scoreboard doesn't indicate that.
Robbie, there were a lot of changes to the team. Is that an excuse or is it a reason? Or?
I don't like to use excuses. Obviously, it's not easy to replace those sorts of players, but still put a decent side out there, and you don't mind losing a game, I guess, if you get beaten by a better side. But there were just simple errors out there, one-on-one misses, just schoolboy errors, and you can't do that when you come up here against a side like that.
Did it feel like the boys were playing with enough heart?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was just, we started off with an error from the kick-off, and then, it just went downhill. Just everything that happened just kind of went against us, and confidence was down, and it's just a real tough night at the office, as Coach said. We're pretty distraught. It's hard to put into words.
Nick, what did you say to the guys at half time?
It was one that a talk really that I hadn't gave before, and I don't think too many of the players had been in that sort of situation, and it was probably more about just having a bit of pride and pulling themselves out of it in that second half. Whether or not the scoreboard become irrelevant really as far as trying to win the game, I think that was just about dead and buried even at half time. So just getting a little bit of pride back and a bit of character back in themselves, and unfortunately everything they tried, it turned sour on us. So there was one try that we got under the post, but it was a pretty poor night from us all.
The last 2 weeks you've been asked about distractions and the impact they've had on the field. I guess if we can ask the last 2 weeks, you've got to ask it tonight. What's the answer? Do you think that it did have an impact?
I'm not sure if that's played any part or has played a big part. It's the unknown, and I don't think that we could get any lower feeling than what we've got right at this present time. But I can't answer that. I don't know if that's the reason, but it's about us playing football on the night and making our tackles, not throwing some silly passes, not dropping the ball, and we just didn't give ourselves a chance tonight.
What about you, Robbie? Do you think it's had any impact out on the field?
Again, mate, like Nick said, it's hard to say. We prepared well all week. We're confident coming up here, but just one of those nights. So we're pretty embarrassed, but the only people that can get us out of it's ourselves, and we've got to stick together, and we will, and just put our heads down and work hard this week. We've got the Roosters next week, so it doesn't get any easier. And as I said, obviously we're going to cop it, and we deserve it after that performance. But as a group, mate, we'll stick tight and we'll work as hard as we can to get ourselves out of it. Is
the scoreline even worse than being out of the finals running now? If you'd lost by 2 and you're out of the finals running, I suppose you'd be feeling a bit better. The scoreline hurts, the performance hurts. Obviously, it was a pretty important game considering our position on the ladder. I guess we're still a small chance. I guess we've got to win 4 from 4 to make the semis to give ourselves a bit of hope, but 4 and against definitely doesn't help.
57 tackles from yourself tonight. What was it like to finally play footy after everything that's happened this week?
Yeah, it felt like 57, obviously. We just had no ball, and not too sure what the possession ended up, but just felt like we were tackling all game. And when you're in the middle of the park, you just got to make your tackles. So, don't know what else to say really.
How bad are all those injuries, Michael? You had a few withdrawals and obviously had a few during the week as well. Who's back, who's not? Don't know.
Well, at the moment we've got Tim Simona in there with he tried to stop a try with his foot. And I think that was a bad move. And So he's got a knee problem, so it's the last thing we need. And the others, there's a raft of people that are anything from season-ending injuries to perhaps back next week. So we're going to front up. We're going to be playing against a good team next week, so we'll front up and put our best team in.
What happened to Keith Galloway during the week?
His shoulder wasn't right, so he didn't have any strength, so no strength to play. So I'm hopeful for him next week, and we'd like him back. But again, that's up to the physio to get him right.
Michael, what did you make of Robbie's performance after the 2 weeks that have been?
Well, Robbie never gives up. Robbie, as you've said, he made 57 tackles, and that's just a sign that the type of player he is. And it's when you're just on the end of doing defence all day, it's hard to show what you've got in attack. But he threw himself into the game, and he gave a good account of himself. But I think everyone's down today, and the scoreboard reflects that. I don't want to take anything away from what the other team did as well. They come up with some real good plays, and their fans here are entertained by it, and their coach should be congratulated for some nice plays and some nice kicking.
I think what would you say to the fans who'd be looking at that scoreline, wondering what's going on with you guys?
Stick with us. We'll be trying. It's not lack of effort. Tonight wasn't our best night, and we can bounce back from that. So it's a tough one for the fans to take, and I'm sure they're feeling it like we are.